All right, Joe. First episode, first full length episode. You guys can call me Kyle. I'm Kyle. That's Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joe. Sorry, the microphone has that echo thing on it. I like doing it every now and again.
I mean, I could do the same thing, but I'm too lazy. Mine's more complicated.
Mine's just a turn of the knob.
Yep,
It goes pretty swellingly. Yeah.
So in episode 0, we were talking about, how we first met. YouTube. Trying to be content creators back when content creation was still the Wild West.
It still is kind of the Wild West.
Yeah,
now,
no,
especially with
it's pretty organized. Like you can follow a set way of doing things and find a modicum of success.
Well, yeah, but it's always been the same, right? You find a niche and you stick with it, and there's going to be people that watch that niche. But then it's still the Wild West in some aspects. I mean, just look at Twitch. They just switched up the terms of service again to where now you can't focus on one body part for X amount of time, but they won't tell you what the X amount of time is. So you can't get the implied boobies in there. They're like, nah.
I guess in that sense, yeah, content creation still in the Wild West phase, but not. Like when we met, we were trying to follow a script. We were trying to do what the vloggers did, but with gaming. We were trying to follow machinima creators without making machinima.
Oh yeah, because we weren't good at video games, so I was just doing funny stories over video game content. After playing 100 games, I get one good game. I'm like, all right, baby, this is it.
Well, but you were good at video games. Like you were still you were Counter-Strike player before Counter-Strike players existed.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, I did travel around, played Counter-Strike professionally, if you want to. I mean, I made money, so I consider it professionally. But, as far as what the gaming content on YouTube was at the time, it was Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You had to play Call of Duty. That was it. People were doing Call of Duty gameplay. People were doing some Minecraft was starting to trickle in there, but it wasn't anything like it is now.
Well, Minecraft was big for, a couple streamers, right? It wasn't this whole single multiplayer modded to just Kingdom Come.
Yeah,
it was just
it was. They had to have some sort of either they were doing like a survival with a good story and a good. Yeah, there was only a couple, and really the only one that really stands out was Captain Sparkles and the Uggs cast.
Yeah, Captain Sparkles was who we played on his server all the time. We were playing the Hunger Games constantly. Horrible at it, never won.
No.
We did have a really good streak of hiding, though. We were really good at hiding.
Yeah, I can camp real good. Because I know that from Call of Duty.
So we tried all that. No success. No real success. No. Nothing popped off. And then we stopped because we're like, we got to focus on other stuff. I was in college. I was, going to become a teacher, whatever. And you were, doing your whole nightly liquor supervisor, getting married.
Well, shit, I think before that kids. It was Target. It was Target, and then some retail, and then the nightly liquor supervisor thing. Yeah.
But I'm saying we stopped really focusing on gaming and uploading games right around that time you became the supervisor at RNDC.
Oh yeah. And the night shift kind of takes all that because you come home, you just go to sleep, and usually everyone who's doing any gaming content is doing it while I was at work.
Right. So yeah, I mean, and then I stopped because I was like, I need to. Well, one, my whole video production idea backfired tremendously. Got my associate's degree in video production and didn't even have a demo reel to show off. Just a piece of paper.
My dice, baby.
And it doesn't help that it was Arizona and they had same year that I graduated. They denied or not denied, they like vetoed like a bill to give tax incentives to film studios, which
Yeah, Michigan did that. Michigan did the same shit. They had in Allen Park. They had a big movie studio that was supposed to open, and then it just fizzled away into non-existence. And now I think the building just has a bunch of broken down F-150s in it.
nice. We should definitely go
Yeah.
there. So that failed. Then I went, to become a teacher, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing any content creation now. It's got to focus on this career that flopped tremendously.
You couldn't have started. The good old OnlyPans wasn't around at the time, and I think a teacher's been fired like 3 times now for trying to double dip.
I don't even know why she is anymore. She said she was making like $1 million. It's
I know.
like,
Yeah,
well, why are you?
Just
Yeah,
go with
why
this.
are you even? Okay.
We're gonna segue to a little ASMR version of this here. I picked up a new brewski today. You know, the good old Michigan beer
Yeah,
drinker.
yeah.
We got a hail skating from so the people that can see the video here from Eastern Market Brewing out of Detroit. This is in collaboration with Detroit Roller Derby. It's a black lager. We're gonna crack this open. Oh, beautiful. We'll get the pour. So it comes out like a stout, bro. Look at how dark this thing is.
Oh,
Smooth though. It doesn't taste like a dark beer. It doesn't taste like a stout or a porter. It does taste like a lager. It's just very dark.
well,
Pretty good. What you sipping on over there, Kyle?
as many of you have probably already seen, Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. If you want to sponsor us, reach out to
Just like every podcast,
Nexus Sin.
every podcaster is just sipping around on a Liquid Death. It's the melon one. It's really the only one I like, other than just straight Liquid Death in a can. Like, the only sparkling one I like is a Convicted Melon. The other ones are fine, but this one has the best taste.
Yeah, just like the OG. Give me the water.
So, content creation aside, I mean, we're back at it now. Like, we have settled. You've definitely settled down. I've landed here in Michigan somehow. I don't got much going on except work.
Yeah, I mean, besides the kids and the TikTok, I don't have much going on.
Yeah, so now we're like, well, back at it. Let's get into it again. We'll do this podcast. Let's share our experiences, our adventures, our life, and hopefully make some people laugh or something. I don't know. But we last really left off talking about Jace Haber, VidCon, all that stuff. That was like what, 5 years of our time together, and then you got married.
That is true. I did get married, and you made the trip to Michigan for the wedding, and we had it planned out. This guy flew up. He got a hotel like right across the street from the airport, because it's some guy from the internet. Like, we can't have him just hang out at my house. We had a big enough house. He definitely could have stayed in the guest room. But it's the first time meeting some stranger, right? It's just some bearded dude from Arizona. I don't know if he's gonna try to unalive me. So we met him at the hotel, and then we went out to Texas Roadhouse, right? Yeah, ate at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, and then
hit it off pretty good.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, tomorrow you stay at the home. I'm like, okay.
You can check out that hotel and just come stay at the home.
I don't even think I slept because it was a Motel 8 that was like a franchise Motel 8 that then was no longer a Motel 8. So it was just called Super 8.
Super 8. Yeah, I remember that was like a sketchy ass hotel. I remember going in there.
Well, the horrible thing for me was it didn't have shuttle service, even though they had shuttles. Like, the shuttle depot was right next to it.
Yeah.
No shuttle service. So I go up to a shuttle. I'm like, hey, does the shuttle go to this hotel? And he's like, no, there's no shuttle that goes there. I'm like, oh, it's raining. And he's like, hop in. I'm about to drop the shuttle off at the depot. You can walk there from the depot. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Sounds good.
So
Thanks
then
a
I'm
lot.
walking down the road with my suitcase. Get to the hotel.
It's all right. That's normal around here.
Yeah. Especially that area. There's like 20 hotels, and I'm in the shittiest one. Anyway, get there. We meet. After Texas, I'm just there. I don't really even sleep. I don't even think I take the sheets off it because I'm just looking at it. I'm like, nah, I'm not getting under this.
No, it's not.
And they gave me a corner room, and it was a handicap room. So there was a handicap toilet seat. So it was like a raised toilet seat, like just 2 extra feet.
Oh, so your feet are dangling while you're trying to drop
Pretty
the
much.
goose?
It was the weirdest thing ever.
That's okay. We were just in Grand Rapids on Tuesday, and we were there early, so we were able to check in early. And the only room that was available was like the king suite that was available was one with a handicap shower.
Yeah, but that's not too bad.
And my wife's like, "Oh, I don't want to take it from somebody," and I'm like, "No, get the room.
Just get it.
We could put our bags in, and then we could just chill for a minute, and then we can just go to what we're gonna do and already be squared away." Which I'm glad we did because we didn't have any places to eat. It was so long.
Yeah. You do that once a year, don't you? You just head up to Grand Rapids for a day.
Yeah, usually we try to find a concert up there, and I'll buy Kristen tickets for a concert for her birthday, and then we just head up to Grand Rapids.
I need to go with you guys one day. I haven't explored any of Michigan except for what we did when we were thrifting.
Yeah, Grand Rapids is good. Traverse City is good. Grand Rapids, there's a lot downtown Grand Rapids, but since there was a concert, we tried to go to Hopcat. It was an 1.5 hour wait. Then we tried to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was about an hour wait. And then right across was like a more high end pizza place. I was like, well, maybe if we spend a little bit more money on the food, the wait will be less because people don't go there. People in their mind when they come for a concert, they're like, Buffalo Wild Wings, Hopcat, like these are places that are well known, and they don't want to take a risk on like just some random ass pizza place. So I was like, well, let's try that, and we were able to get right in, sit down, and it was super cool because they had like a little mobile POS system. They checked us out right at the table, like it was in and out, easy peasy, great pizza, and then they had a good beverage selection. So I was content.
There you go.
Because at Van Andel Arena, at the concert arena, it was $18 for a Michelob Ultra.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Kristen was like, "You're not buying anymore." I'm like, "Well, how about one?"
How about one
I was like,
more?
I already upgraded our tickets from the lower bowl to the floor. I've already spent enough money. Like, I think I could just spend a little bit more money and just buy some beer.
It's like you and your tattoos. Just one more.
Just one more. You'll never stop. You can't.
No, I mean, I want to go.
I fill the arms
want
up,
to go back. So
once I fill the arms up, I have no interest in any like back or chest, anything like that. Legs probably, but only to like my knees because I'm always wearing shorts, right? What's the point of the upper thigh? So maybe like the lower calf. Yeah, but even still, like I don't want them up there.
Yeah, okay.
But that's it. But yeah, Kyle ended up staying at my place the rest of that time, and he hung out with a few of the homies.
Yeah, it's hilarious because like I feel like that was a really good time. Met everybody, met all your friends, met everyone that was in the wedding party and all that, and then none of them want anything to do with me now.
Well, besides Craig, I don't really see any of them anymore either.
I don't even see Craig. He just does not. We used to go to him and I used to go to the movies once a week. Now he's just off.
Now, yeah, he's out working, doing his he works for, what the hell's he do now? He does some tech stuff for
it's
a company that does a bunch of asphalt. Yeah.
I mean, good for him. He's working through shit, so maybe one day.
Yeah, really the only time I see him is if I've bought a concert ticket.
With him in mind, or like you both are going.
Yeah, because it's all or like Jeff and Taboo and those guys are going. We're just all going to the same spot. But it's nice to see him out of the house.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is. I don't get out of the house either. I have no, just work. But no, that was a great time. Minus Craig getting me drunk.
Well, that was you trying to show how fast you could chug Guinness.
Yes, but it was Craig. Hey, we're going to a dive bar. We're going to the dive bar. This is the dive bar we all go to, and we're going. I'm like, okay.
What bar did you end up going to?
No, it's shut down now. I think it was the one where it was like you were getting like $2 cocktails.
Was it the one on 4th Street, like across from Zorba's?
Maybe. I don't even remember.
Trying to think of what bars. Trying to think of what bars were open that we don't go to anymore, like Doohickeys or something.
That sounds familiar. All I know is that me and the other Kyle were battling Guinnesses. Craig was buying me shots. I was getting cocktails from the waitress. It was a good time.
Yeah, I was at home sleeping.
Well, I mean,
at that time, I was not out at the bar with Kyle. And I was not there to be the voice of reason.
Because the next day was your rehearsal, and the day after was your wedding.
Yeah. So we've skirted around the story of Kyle's first interaction here at the house. Kyle, why don't you tell him how the first evening at the house went when you came back home after chugging a bunch of Guinness and doing a bunch of shots?
So, I decided I wasn't ready to go to bed. I went outside for a smoke, which I don't smoke anymore, but back then. Come back inside. Trip on the mudroom door because I'm drunk. And destroy your mudroom sink.
This is facts. He did destroy the mudroom sink.
I fell on it. I tore it down. It bounced back up. So like nothing really got torn off or anything, but the hose popped out.
Yeah. It's just compression fitting, the old gator fittings there. You know, the new style of plumbing. Super. It's just a, push and go. But Kyle managed to rip it right out of there, and then proceeded to one. At this time we had a roommate. Kyle was staying on the couch. Roommate was down here. He didn't answer his door, so then Kyle came up to my bedroom, and I was sleeping with the wife. The soon-to-be wife, and I'm lucky I woke up because all I heard was a very faint Joe. I was like, is someone at the door? I go out there, and there's Kyle, and he's like, the sink. It's spraying water everywhere. I come downstairs, and I come in the laundry room, and sure as shit.
You're missing a step there.
I forgot. I must have forgot the other step because I thought I came down here and just started cleaning this shit up.
No, I fell down the stairs.
Oh, okay. So I must have forgot. I was very tired. I was asleep.
Yeah, no, he was asleep.
Kyle fell down the stairs.
I'm like ushering him like a goblin. Like, come.
Dobby needs his ring.
I slip and just slide down the stairs on my ass. All the way. Around a corner, everything. It was great. And I get back up like nothing happened. You're just like, are you okay? I'm like, The sink.
Yeah. But thankfully, like I said, it's just a pressure fitting. So I turn the water off, put the hose in. My laundry room is actually set up at a slant because it's an addition onto the back of the house. So all the water was running right next to the furnace. And the furnace has a little opening in it for that exact reason. If it gets flooded, it just kind of pours out.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a super huge deal.
I mean,
Everything went back
it was
together.
annoying. I mean, of
It was
course.
just a little bit of a mess.
I also love the fact, like, if anything's broken, I'll pay for it. And you're like, damn right, you will.
Absolutely, but it all went back together. It's still the same setup it was before.
Shit, you could probably pan your camera over to it and be like, "That's the sink."
Yeah, and the funny part of that is I've probably done it about 3 times now, where I've sprayed water all over myself, doing the same thing, or the washer's kind of bounced because it was off level, knocked the sink off. But now there's a TV above it, so I'd be really sad if the water went everywhere now.
Yeah, I just like Craig's reaction to that too.
Yo, why didn't you wake me up?
Yeah, it's like I tried. I thought, and he thought I was the wind. That's how quiet I was on his door.
Yeah, because his door did. If the wind caught it just right, his door would kind of do the, like if the furnace kicked on or something, and the pressure changed between rooms, or if you had a fan on in there, it would blow the door shut a little bit.
So that was was that the first night or second night? I think that might have been the second night.
That was the second night we actually like knew each other in person, and then after that was the rehearsal,
which
and then the wedding.
I didn't drink. I promised Kristen I'm not drinking at your rehearsal. I don't know if I drank at the wedding.
I don't even think you really drank at the wedding, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, there's a real good reason for that. I was like, I'm not fucking this up. I'm not gonna be that guy at the wedding.
So at the wedding, Kyle actually caught the garter.
I did, and that was very awkward because I was like, I don't know what to do.
It's his fact. He asked the person who was sitting in the chair what to do.
What am I supposed to do? You put it on me. I'm like, oh,
okay. Slip. It was a good night though. The wedding was a fun time, and even after we went out to the bar, all of us in our suits and shit rolled up to the bar because I live right across the street from a bar, and went in there and all bought one round of shots and just scurried away from the bar because it was nut to butt in there, the busiest it's been in a long time, and went on our ways and dropped Kyle off at the airport, I think the next day. And
I think we had one day.
No, I actually think you were here for quite a while.
It was a week-long stay. Because I know we went to an arcade. We went to that Taylor mall.
Yeah.
That I guess is shut down now.
Yeah. Did we go to Cedar Point?
I think that was
No, you came for July 4th one year.
Yeah, I think
we went to Cedar Point.
Yeah, because that was very disappointing because I didn't fit in any of the rides because I'm a fat ass.
I still went on the ride, so I said, that sucks, Kyle.
He gave me $60. It's like, here's a partial ticket refund. I'm like, thanks, Joe.
So I'm still going on these rides, bro.
I know you guys got on one ride, and I couldn't get on, so I scurried off and just started walking the park by myself, like, depressed. Then you guys found me, and it's like, hey.
I think we found you in the arcade.
No, I think I was on, maybe, because this happened to us twice. When we were in California. And
oh yeah, we did. We went
at Universal. I was kicked off the Harry Potter roller coaster because the Chinese lady next to me wouldn't pull down on the bar. If she would have pulled down with me on the bar, it would have locked into place.
Yeah, because that was just like what was that? The Hogwarts Express or whatever the hell ride that was.
Even the attendants didn't like. I was telling them, like, no, just push down on it with me. Help me out, like, push it down. It'll be fine. No, we don't do that. You have to.
No, but then you can go to then you can go to Universal in Florida and get on the Jurassic Park ride that dumps you like at a fucking straight angle down with just a lap bar into a waterfall, and you're like this, that's safe. But you can't get this lap bar down on some Dumbledore Express that goes around in a circle.
Yeah. So yeah, no theme parks for me for a while. Not until I'm 220 pounds,
I
probably.
don't really have any interest. I don't have any interest to spend that much money to go to Cedar Point anymore. I think the tickets are like $120. You can get the yearly pass for like $300, which is obviously the best route to go.
But you have to make
But
sure
then you got to drive to Ohio. Like you got to get, you at least have to go 3 times to make it worth it.
Yeah. But I think the only thing I would want to do is like, if we went down to Florida, we gotta go to Disney World. I want to go to Disney World. But nowadays, you don't even go on rides, and most of the rides there you don't need. Like anyone can go on them. It's not.
Yeah. I cried on It's a Small World when I was a kid. I was terrified.
I was going to say, were you scared? Were you scared of the animatronics?
Yeah, I don't know why.
They're scary. Yeah, they're little me. Children.
I cried. It's a small world.
I may have as well. I don't remember. I don't know if I ever
because went. I remember vividly going when I was a kid, and I remember crying on It's a Small World, and then I remember the boat ride from the parking garage to the actual like park, because you could go on like a boat ride across, which I thought was the coolest thing. And I remember the fireworks over Cinderella's castle, and like the parade, and then when I was older, we went back. Well, we went to Universal, and I remember seeing NSYNC playing on like their city walk.
Oh yeah.
Just off a whim, like people had bought tickets for it, and we just happened to be guests of the park, and we're just like walking by, and I was like, oh, that's NSYNC, that's cool as hell. Same thing happened in Chicago one year. I saw Allie and AJ. Like Chicago's got a Palladium like outdoor like stadium thing.
You just run into a whole lot of people.
Show. Yeah, it's like, oh, there's Allie and AJ playing a concert. I'm gonna stand here at the gate real quick for free and just watch it.
Well, I mean, just in general, like anytime you go out, like you come back, it's like, oh yeah, I saw so and so. I'm like, how the hell did you see them there?
Yeah, like I said, pick the right time to go places.
Like the guy from Insane Clown Posse.
Oh yeah, at District 142 here in Wyandotte. Yeah. Silent J was just
Silent J. Yeah.
Or Violent J. Violent J was just there, and he had no face makeup on or anything. I just knew, and I got a picture with him, and the buddy who took the picture was like, "Oh, I know you don't like taking pictures." And he's like, "Then why the hell are you taking my picture?" And I was like, "Bro, it's fine. I don't need to take a picture with you if you don't want it." He's like, No. He's like, I'm just mad that this guy knows that I don't like taking pictures, and he's over here taking a fucking picture of me. And I'm like, "Nah, it's cool, man. I don't need a picture if you don't want one." And he's like, "No, bro, I'm gonna take a picture with you." I'm like, "All right, thanks."
And then like, wasn't it like later, like he came and was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be an asshole to my fan."
Well, No, the guy that I was with that took my picture went back over, like he was upset about it the whole night. He's like, "Man, I pissed off, Violent J. Like, I'm gonna go and apologize, but then again, like, he shouldn't be talking to his fans like that." And he went over there and was like, "Bro, you shouldn't be talking to your fans like that. Like, they love you. Like, he's like, you're a role model to me. Like." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Yeah, you apologize."
Yeah, he just turns around and he's like, "You're right, man. I'm sorry."
I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wasn't that the whole like conspiracy thing? Is they're actually like a Christian band? Yeah, that come out like they're actually spreading the gospel.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're spreading anything.
Maybe they are. Who knows?
Except Fago all over the people.
But so yeah, no, that first week, I know I kept on telling you just like, "Oh, let's go get Krispy Kreme." And you're like, "No." I'm like, "But it's just right over there." And you're like, "I'm not getting up at butt ass crack of dawn to get Krispy Kreme."
Yeah, I don't really care about the Krispy Kreme light being on. Speaking of Krispy Kreme, it's kind of funny. We're segueing all over the place. Did you hear that McDonald's has signed a partnership with Krispy Kreme? And as of 2026, the majority of the McDonald's will now sell Krispy Kreme donuts.
Huh.
I'm like, that's okay. I was like, that's interesting. Why don't you put a Krispy Kreme donut on my Big Mac, and we'll call it a day.
Well, that's what's coming. It's just going to be a bunch of donut related, the McDonut double.
The sausage McDonut.
That actually would probably be fire.
Yeah, just with some sausage and cheese under like a Krispy Kreme
Yeah.
donut. Like that's got to be all right,
Two
right?
Krispy Kreme
It's got to be
donuts, you
just.
know.
It's got to be the same calorie content as a
Yeah,
McGriddle.
and tastes better
Yeah.
because he'll be
Oh,
like
definitely. Because McGriddle.
way more sugar.
I'm not. This might be a hot take, but crispy or McGriddles aren't it, man. Too syrupy. It's not good. I don't
It's
like
not
them.
even syrupy, and it needs ketchup because it's. I guess it's too sweet, so it needs the vinegar to like counteract the sweetness, so that it actually tastes good. But
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that's what I
yeah.
mean. And instead of too syrupy, it's like way too sweet.
But I mean, when you do
It's like
dip it in ketchup and stuff, it balances out. It's pretty good every once in a while.
yeah, but I'm weird. I don't do ketchup with breakfast.
I'm Canadian.
Except for hash
I'm
browns.
Canadian, so
I'll dunk my hash browns in ketchup because it's like a big French fry.
Yeah.
But like home, what is it? Like home style potatoes, like the just cut up diced potatoes. I won't put ketchup on that shit, but people will though.
I will just because
They'll
it's
put
too
ketchup
much.
on their eggs,
Too
all
much
sorts of shit.
potato. But yeah, I put ketchup on everything. So speaking of breakfast and ketchup, now I'm like, I just saw this. Like, have you ever been to a Waffle House?
Yeah.
Okay.
Went to one in Indiana before the 450 Corn Maze Festival. Pretty good. Waffle House, pretty good.
I want to go to a Waffle House again. Last time I went,
pretty good.
I really didn't experience like
the violence. You wanted people to throw chairs around or something? Yeah, there wasn't any of this. And the lady there, the Corn Maze Beer Festival was literally right up the street from this Waffle House. And she's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" We all had matching shirts on, and we're like, "Oh, we're going to like one of the biggest beer festivals in your state at 450 North." And she's like, "Oh, had no clue." I'm like, "It's right up there.
It's right next door."
She's like, no. I'm like, all right, cool. Give me my waffles.
You are right. We do segue a whole heck ton, but that's all right. I mean, I think that's fine. We make
it's all based around the same story that just opens up
windows and doors and you know,
it's like labyrinth.
That's right. Our minds work in mysterious ways.
I'll be Falcor, you be David Bowie. Shit, that's two different movies.
That's a never-ending story in Labyrinth.
It's a never-ending story in Labyrinth. Never. They're in the same universe.
Yeah, probably.
Prove me wrong.
Probably. But
Falcor.
now all I can think of is that horse. that poor horse.
Never ending story. It drowned in quicksand, didn't it? Yeah.
The swamp, yeah. Quicksand swamp.
Yeah.
You can't leave me. That horse.
I think
that horse just looked terrified too. Like,
I think someone's got like a 10-hour loop of that on YouTube.
Of course.
Not too long ago.
Easy to do. Easy loop to make. Just back and forth, you know. Pulling on the rein and horse just looking terrified, shaking its head. Dying slowly.
Nay. Just horse is dead.
That horse died. He died for your sins, little boy. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else we did that first week. I mean,
it was kind of a big week for me. I do remember that my best man, I went back to work like the day after I got married,
which is crazy. You guys didn't really have a honeymoon, did you? You guys didn't go anywhere, did you? Like not later?
No, we still really haven't. We still really haven't gone anywhere. I mean, we're going to Vegas this year for when we were young. We kind of consider that like our 10-year anniversary honeymoon. But my best man did not sign the marriage certificate. So I had to have Kyle sign it for me. So he's technically on the marriage
Am
certificate
I?
that
Did I?
went to the state. Yes. Craig did not sign it.
I don't remember that.
I had you sign
Though
it.
I've signed a few marriage certificates, which is very strange. Like it's not something you say you've done multiple times usually.
That's all right. I married somebody.
Yeah, you did, and
I
you're still
did.
married.
I married a. Well, no, I married,
Oh yeah, yeah,
officiated.
yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, you officiated a wedding.
I did. So if any LGBTQ folks want to be married, I specialize in it. I've got one under my belt, and that's the only marriage I've got. And I will be more than happy to marry you.
Just give him a pack of
It was
beer.
fun. One beer. And this was great because all I had to do was sign some papers. They didn't even have a service. I just put my name on the sheet of paper and they took it to the state.
I'm just trying to remember because the wedding was very nice because you got married on Gross Hill.
Yep.
It was also kind of strange because neither of you are religious, and it was in a very religious church, and the pastor was pretty religious and had a
Yep.
whole thing about the circle and unity and
Yep.
candle, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, funny story about that. So me and my bridal party, we were drinking beforehand.
Of course, as you do.
Um, and then we were like poking fun at each other while we were waiting to like go up, like funnel into the church to like stand there. And the pastor was like, I don't know, getting in the zone, like pumping himself up. And we're sitting there laughing, having a good time, like joking. And I shit you not, if this man did not look over at us and be like, guys, I'm trying to prepare. You just relax for a minute. I was like, oh, here we go. It's like, my bad, bro. We've been doing shots.
We've been doing shots in the church.
But you're right, because I'm not religious. I don't keep all that out of here. But I don't care what anyone believes in. I don't. You do you, right?
Yeah.
But in my mind, weddings happen in a church, and that was just the way that I thought, because my wife was okay with doing it wherever.
Yeah,
but,
no, and it was a beautiful location. Like, doesn't matter that it was a church. It was just a very nice. I mean, and that's what churches are, because they try to make it, holy or whatever, and they make it look nice so that.
And we had it in the part of the church that was built in like the 1900s, like super old. Like, growing up, you just know weddings and churches go hand in hand. Leave religion out of it. The venue's nice. It's just a really nice place. It's fitting. Everyone's there. They're seated all nicely. The scenery's always nice. And that's just what I pictured, right? Growing up, that's what I pictured my wedding to be. Not a religious guy, but I pictured the wedding to be there. And then after that, we just scurried on to the, downriver Michigan shithole Crystal Gardens, and ended up with a DJ from one of the local radio stations as my DJ. So if you were new and you came to my wedding and you were from Michigan, you're like, well, this motherfucker's having a wedding at Grosse Ile, which should be expensive because that's where all the rich people are. And then here's a DJ that's currently on the radio for one of the big radio stations in Michigan. You would think that I was loaded. We spent a ton of money on this wedding. And no, we did not. We just got lucky. My family goes to the church on Grosse Ile. So we were in because I'm related to my family, obviously. So we had an in there. We just had to go through the counseling. And then the company we went through for the DJ just happened to have a prominent radio DJ on staff who played the music that we were into. And we just picked her. It was just the hand that was dealt. It fit. And
you still talk to her, which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. But you can't lose that connection once you make it.
Yeah. I'm the opposite. Like, I have never thought of like a wedding in church. Like, I know that's like the norm, but I was like, I don't want church. A lot of people. Can't we just go out and do it in like a meadow or something? I don't. Whatever. But then again, my parents got married in the little chapel in Vegas. So
Vegas, yeah. And I think Jeff and Jordan got married in Vegas at like the little chapel, probably by like an Elvis impersonator, which is fine, right? Because it's really just paperwork. You just sign off. Like none of it like none of that ceremony matters at all. You're pretty much married before you even go there. Because you've already filled out the paperwork with the state. The federal government has now considered you guys this. You just need a couple witnesses that say like you two are legit and you're in it for the right reasons, and that's it. You don't need anything. You just need signatures that basically just say these guys are officially together as one party. There's no foul meaning behind it, other than they want to be together for life and share everything that they do together. And really, the state only cares about that joint income because then they can take more money from it.
Well, I mean, there are some places where, you know, there's town halls where they have people on staff who are supposed to be like readily available to sign marriage certificates, to be witnesses.
Oh yeah. So at the Wayne County courthouse that we had to go to fill all that out, you can literally just go with like 20 other people, 20 other couples that want to get married on a certain day and during the week, and it's a big group orgy of marriages.
Just everyone one person just signing.
You just need to have a witness there to sign off for you. And the witness could be a bum down the street, really. Just somebody that was there as a witness who's wanted us to sign their name on there.
Yeah, it's the strangest thing. And then I know we went to an arcade. I think that's the only time we went to an arcade other than Cedar Point.
Yeah, we went to Zapzone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's still open on Telegraph. I'm pretty sure it's still there.
Right, who knows? I mean,
we play Guitar Hero.
The place to go now, though, is Round One. Is like the new.
Oh, in Ann Arbor?
Yeah. Well, just in general, like.
Oh, there's one in. Yeah, I think there's one in Detroit too.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the new Dave and Buster's, but it has more. It has more, I guess.
I think it just has more vintage games. Because that's really what we want, right? I just put me a DDR machine, bro. That's all I need.
I'm now a Crane game guy. Because I got all my anime figures from Crane Games in Japan, so.
Oh, yeah, the online ones? Yeah. Next thing you know, Kyle's going to be a coin pusher. He's like, yeah, bro, I've been hitting up the coin pushers.
I think I spent near $1,000 getting these anime figures, getting the Bowser behind your shoulder there from Japan. Yeah. I'm still impressed by that one. I think I spent $20 to get him, and he's a big boy.
That's a big boy, man. And he's like well built. He's good. I think I finally threw away the box.
Uh-oh.
Because I don't ever plan on I don't plan on selling him or anything. I don't need the box.
No, it's a family heirloom now.
He's gonna stay. He's in every video that I make on the TikToks and the YouTubes. He's there. He's a staple.
That's right.
Every now and again, someone will be like, "Is that Bowser back there?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Like, yeah. Is that Bowser making love to Howard the Duck?
Yeah, it is Howard the Duck. Ender points it out all the time. He's like, "Bowser." I'm like, yeah, that's Bowser.
Yeah, and I think that was it. And the funny thing is, I flew first class.
He did.
Not round trip, though. First class just out there, and then economy coming back. That was my first class experience. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I wish it wasn't $2,000 now to fly first class.
But depending on the airline now, like first class isn't anything. Yeah. Like you'll walk by the first class and you're like, oh, it's the same seats I got back there, but they can buy beer on Delta and I can't. Like, well, no, I take it back. First class gets one drink free.
Again, depends on
the Delta.
Yeah, depends on the airline. Yeah. But when we go to Japan, we're flying first class. I don't care. We'll spend that. We'll spend that $3,000.
I want to fly like the Emirates flights.
Oh,
where you get
my dad did that. My dad was on a guitar flight. He got pajamas. He got all this stuff to take home because he had that's when he went to. This was before I came to Michigan. I think I was still in school to be a teacher because I think it was after my video production degree. He went to Southeast Asia to meet my uncle and aunt who live in Australia, and they travel in that area constantly because, I mean, what, you're in Australia, of course, you're just going to travel, Southeast Asia, India, just wherever because it's right there. Why not? So my dad wanted to go. He wanted to see his brother and sister-in-law, and he had to stop in Qatar. I think I'm saying that right. I might be butchering it. I don't know. And then from there, hop over to Thailand or wherever, Bangkok. Yeah, no, and he was like, yeah, no, it was great. And he didn't fly like first class. He was still economy. Same treatment.
That's crazy.
Still.
I see videos. I see videos like YouTubers and all that all the time. Like, oh, here's my seat, and they got like windows that come up between the person next to them and the seat all lays back. They got extra foot room. I'm like, oh man. Then like their dinner comes. It's like a filet mignon, like actually steak dinner that someone like grilled up on the airplane. Or at least it looks like it. I'm sure they microwaved it, but
I don't
still,
remember
it's
what
like,
I had,
what
but
the
it
hell?
was good. It was good for first class. For like, I mean, my first class ticket was like $700, but
All I get is those little bags of sun chips with the little sun chips
tiny ones.
and a little thing of water.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. We'll have to save up a lot of money because I don't think we want to spend 14 hours in the air
I
in
can't.
economy.
I can't.
You'd have to be first class. You would have to be able to lay down
Yeah.
or at least stretch out or
Yeah.
something.
He's taking that red eye back from Vegas. You and Kristen were asleep, and I'm trying to like lay on the chair in front of me, like trying to like, I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I got your head on my shoulder. I'm like, oh, this is so dumb.
I'm drooling on your shoulder.
I was like, I want to sleep, but I'm too tall for this.
Were you in the middle? Because I think I took the aisle just because I was bigger and I wanted to get that like kind of aisle.
I was in the middle. Yeah, because at one time I had both of you guys on my shoulders.
See,
I'm like, and then I had laid down the tray table and I was like doing this on the tray table trying to sleep, coming back from Vegas. I'm like, this is so dumb.
Yeah, no, I don't like flying. I think the next time we go anywhere as a group or even just you and me, we need just road trip.
Yeah, I prefer driving because then I can just be like, you know what? I'm done. Let's get a hotel.
There you go.
And just figure something out for the day.
Fuck the hotel. We'll pull into the rest stop and conk out.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Afraid of the hitchhikers?
No, it's just dirty. I don't want to sleep in a car.
Nah.
No offense to the van lifers.
Now, see, that's something I really want to do. Van life. That'd be great.
You tailor the vehicle to your needs, whereas I'm just driving my normal everyday driver.
That'd be fun though. Creating a van. Like so at work, we had someone come and get cattle panel and they had a fully kitted out van.
I've seen it a few times. There's been fully kitted out vans that have come for things, and then at the gas station, not the Meyer gas station, but the other one down at Adams, there was somebody with a fully kitted out van that was getting supplies.
But I was talking to them because I was like, "Oh, this is so cool! Like this is something I've always wanted to do." And they were showing me the van, and he designed it himself. And she was like, "Yep." I told him I just want hot water, and they, gray water system for, the shower and whatnot. So it was pretty cool. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I would love to do that. I'd love to do that and have the money for Starlink. Starlink on the go, because you can install it into the roof of the van. So as long as you're outside, you have internet. You can literally stream from anywhere. And that would be so amazing to like road trip across America in a van with Starlink, where you can literally stream the entire trip.
Yeah, my buddy Jar 31 on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all that. He lives in his van, and he does He'll come over here. He's been over here before. I think he was at one of the parties you were at. I think
I
this
don't
year.
think so. I don't. I think he was coming up, but I had left before he got there.
Yeah, you might be right. But he just sleeps outside the front of my house in his van. He doesn't have to, but he's like, "No, I'm just gonna go home." And just walks outside, then comes back in for breakfast. He's like, "All right, I'm here for breakfast."
That'd be so weird for me though. Like I know you're cool with it, but like I can't just walk into someone else's house. Like even though I'm the guest, but if
Well,
I like went back home, which was outside in my van,
yeah,
I'm sure he texted you or something, right? I was like, hey, you guys up?
yeah. I mean, he told me, he's like, "Hey, I'm up. You up?" I'm like, "Yeah." And because I asked him that night, I said, "So do you want me to like lock the door, leave it unlocked? Like, what if you gotta, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or something?" He's like, "No, I'm good, bro. So I got it figured out." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm gonna lock the door. See you in the morning."
Yeah. Well, but that's still the weird thing. Like I still always knock or ring your doorbell, even though Kristen has from the last 10 years. They've been like, just come in, like,
Yeah,
just open. We're expecting you. Just come in.
yeah. The door's unlocked.
And I'm just
We're
like,
expecting you to be here.
I can't. Feels weird. One of these days, I'll just walk in. And Joe's pants will probably be around his ankles, and he'll be like, "Oh,
Wouldn't be the first
nope."
time.
But yeah, I'm surprised. We really only talked about our first meeting, like in person. That was a whole hour. We still have so much randomness.
We do. But next week, we're gonna fine tune this bitch to "Am I the assholes?"
Yeah. So next week we're going to, as a little, sneaker here, a little teaser. Yeah, we're gonna read some "Am I the asshole" Reddit posts, and we're gonna debate it. We're gonna figure out, are they the asshole? I think 90% of the time they're not.
Yeah, most of the time they're not, unless you're like the 10% of the public who's like, "What a dick move." But
Yeah,
usually,
yeah,
most the ones that I was reading through, it's like, no. Like, would I do that? No. Do I get why they did that?
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you were just a bigger person than me at that point in time to be like, yeah, fuck you.
And since we're going down that route, where I think we're still going to share our stories like this, and we'll probably let slip some stories as we're doing those episodes of "Am I the asshole?" or whatever else. If you guys want to see us do something, if you want to see us like read funny stories, or actually this was something I thought would be pretty fun, if we did a you laugh you lose.
Yeah.
So like I find 20 TikToks that I think are just hilarious as all hell, and you find 20 TikToks that you think are hilarious as all hell, and then we show them to each other. And if you laugh at 10 of them, I laugh at 8 of them. Well, you lost.
That's what these are for. Well, I mean, we just need to buy more of these, but the good old 10-pack of fireballs.
Yeah.
These are the good ones too. These are the whiskey, not the malt liquor beverage. These are
You mean the
actual
petroleum?
ones. The malt
petrol?
liquor from some 7-Elevens that don't
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
full
yeah,
liquor licenses, but somehow sell Fireball. Yeah.
Well, it's weird because they have like the liquor license to sell actual liquor, but they still sell like the 7-Eleven that I go to get my vodka. They have the malt liquor Fireball.
Why?
I know. I was like, you sell. I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna be next week. If there's anything you guys want to see, let us know. Tell us how we're doing. Again, this is the first episode. We're just kind of winging it. We're coming back into content creation, just to kind of like fill in the void in our lives, to have a little fun. And yeah. Any closing comments, Joe?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching. That's fucking funny. That's all I got, Kyle.
All right, Joe, then you have a wonderful time. I will see you next week. All right. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right, man.
So,
Yeah, man, we'll see. Easter Sunday, baby, holding it down.
all right. This is probably coming out way after Easter.